Dying Light 2 will never be the game we want it to be. And this is what I call the Dying Light dilemma. It is made up of multiple things. Techland can't decide whether they want to be live service or just a single player game. Charging $10 for a bundle here, $5 for a bundle here, having little cosmetics, and then having weapons stored inside of that store. They need to make up their mind, choose whether they want it to be a live service game or a single player game. Helldivers 2 did a great job of balancing this out perfectly, but Techland really needs to figure out what they're going to do with this. Another piece of this dilemma is the players that wait for Dying Light 2 to get a new update. They play it, then they wait again. This Dying Light 2 dilemma is what keeps a player count at 6,000 to 10,000 players. People that are waiting for DLC 2 whenever that comes. While Tower Raid did pull some players back into the game, that isn't what will keep the players there. At least not in the state that it's in currently. Kind of diverting from Tower Raid, people need to let go of Elysium as well. That's part of the dilemma. You'll go onto Dying Light's Twitter and all you will see are people in the replies talking about Elysium this, Elysium that. While I may be exaggerating, Elysium is something that was immediately scrapped when Dying Light 2 was officially released. The franchise director Timothy McTalla went on interviews and publicly said to let it go, that it will not be coming back, at least in the way that we think it will. It obviously did come back in pieces, like the Opera House is straight ripped from Elysium. Coming back to Tower Raid, there needs to be some co-op fixes for that mode. The lag when you're playing with a friend is unbearable. Something needs to be done about that now. It seems that whenever an update drops, they fix something, but it just doesn't fix the core problems of the co-op modes. I don't know if it's the servers or if it's just the way Dying Light 2 is ran, but something internally is wrong with co-op that needs to be fixed. How can Techland make a mode based off multiplayer and the multiplayer doesn't even work yet? Another problem with Tower Raid are the rewards. How is Techland going to expect us to go from the bottom floor to the top all to get one weapon and a little bit of scraps? Luckily, I have a fix for this. Instead of one crate, have multiple crates. And instead of just activating the timer on one of them, each crate holds different items, a different category of items. To open each one, you have to open a timer and fight it out to wait for the timer to come down. The crates you choose to open, the more zombies that choose to spawn. More damage is dealt to you. You could use maybe the floor modifiers in there a little bit. But as I said earlier, each crate holds a different category of items. If you want a weapon, you have to open up the weapon crate. That might take a longer time than another crate. That is up for Techland to choose. That is simply a fix that I was just thinking about earlier. There needs to be more rewards. They need to sweeten the pot for us to actually follow through on this. One exotic weapon and some scraps is ridiculous in my opinion. There needs to be some variety in the rewards, in the looting process for Dying Light 2 in general. Let's divert our attention away from Tower Raid and back to Dying Light 2's second DLC. DLC 2's script was entirely leaked. It showed us what they wanted to do with the DLC's story and how they wanted to begin it, end it, the entire thing. Following this leak, I don't know if this changed anything internally, but this showed how it differed from the first stage of DLC 2. I don't know if you guys remember, but earlier in DLC 2's life cycle, it was completely different. It followed on this family that was gambling and doing races and stuff. Something literally nobody cared about. That was, I guess, scrapped because this DLC 2 script is completely different. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't want to get struck down and I don't want to go to court or anything, but if you guys want to read up on it, you can go to Backboard Gaming's videos. He has multiple videos on it. You can go into his Discord and read it for yourself. DLC 2 actually released. Originally, when Tower Raid was first dropped and it was ending on the 18th, today when this video is being recorded, in my mind, I figured it'd take a couple months to fix Tower Raid to make it what people want it to be, and then following up on that, DLC 2 would start to be teased and released. My initial thoughts were that DLC 2 would be released sometime mid-October, maybe late November. But following the change in Tower Raid's lifecycle and its extended open beta, I really don't know at this point. Plans to release it in 2024, we think, but we literally have no updates on it. And this leads into the next part of the video, DLC 2 updates. We have gotten zero word on DLC 2. I've heard a little bit from the community manager, which said something very interesting, that they could cook DLC 2 and Tower Raid together and release them together as like its own thing, like its own update. I don't know how true this is following the extension of Tower Raid, When can we expect teasers from DLC 2? I'm thinking right when Tower Raid officially releases, they'll start to tease it, hopefully. I think Tower Raid kind of needs to be the layup and the dunk that Techland needs to start teasing and get some attention back into Dying Light 2 so they can actually have a successful launch with DLC 2. What will Techland do post DLC 2? This is something that multiple players have been waiting for and something people have been asking for the longest. A map overhaul. It's need more attention to detail, car spawns need to be fixed. I think one big thing that I know I've been waiting for is zombie population. I think that needs to be increased tenfold. There is not enough zombies. Grass textures need to be fixed. They keep clipping into buildings, as well as rain effects keep clipping into buildings. When you go into a building while it's raining, you can see raindrops falling through the roof. Just the little things that the map needs to be overhauled, and that will really Dying Light to a better identity that'll have more people playing. Following the map overhaul, I think there needs to be a refocus on community ideas. I feel like following Tower Raid, they haven't really been paying too much attention to it. After DLC 2, after Tower Raid is all said and done, they need to start looking at these community ideas again, because community ideas is what got us Tower Raid. A little side note, whatever happened to the Wierzbowski skin? We never ended up getting that, and that was on the roadmap. I have one little thing that I want to add before I end this video. Enemy weapon variety needs to be increased. If you look at Peacekeepers, they all use the same weapon that Ador gave us when we first met him. They all use the chopper. It's all the same weapon. I understand lore-wise it makes sense, that's like the PK weapon, but there needs to be more variety. I'm thinking like a bigger axe, like even for the big guys that fight with the big weapons, they need more variety. As the renegades, they need to have more variety in how they fight and more. I understand they've dropped the Grenader guys. They need more weapons. They need more bows. Something like maybe the bows could have more like elemental effects. These are all little things that I really hope would be implemented. That's like my dream, because Dying Light 2 is so close to being where we want it to be. All it needs are just a few little things, a little tweaks, some polishing, and it can really be a sweet zombie game. But let me know what you think. I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. I know I've been gone for so long. I'm trying to slowly get back into it. I've just been really busy working, focusing on my personal life. Let me know if you guys would like this video. If you want to see more, if you want to see me focus on a different game, a different topic, let me know. I'm here. I love you guys. I really appreciate you for watching this video, especially if you made it to the end. Drop pineapple if you watched the whole thing. Drop pineapple in the chat. Love you guys. I will see you all later.